Hey everybody, I'm Garcia, and today we're going to be hiring spooky characters and selling tickets to the show. This is Monster Mansion. The main objective of this game is to get rid of all of the tickets behind your screen, and if you are the first one to do that, you are going to win the whole thing. The way you increase your ability to sell those tickets is by hiring actors, and they are going to allow you to increase the amount of tickets you sell every round. Some of them are simply going to list a number. Some of them are going to be based off of what your neighbors are doing besides you. And you are trying to do that as effectively as you can. If you want to go earlier in the game, however, earlier every turn, you're going to have to take some new tickets, and you really don't want to have to do that. So, let's go ahead and take a look at how the game works. I'm going to show you on the table. I'll see you back up here in just a little bit. Here we're going to be taking a look at what the game might look like for 3 players. Everybody begins with one of these cards in front of them, which already shows a symbol for a ticket there. That's why we begin on the 1 for the track here. But I'm only showing you one person's display. So this would be in front of everyone. Everybody also gets a screen to hide their tickets and their skulls. And on the back, it has a breakdown of the turn structure. So I'll be going over that. So the idea here is to sell all of your tickets before anybody else does that. And so you begin with a number of these based on the number of players behind your screen. And at the end of every round, you're going to get rid of a number, sell a number based on this track right here. And so this card, as well as the other ones you collect, are going to kick up this number to allow you to get rid of those faster. Based on your choice, though, of turn order, you're also getting new tickets behind your screen that you're going to have to turn around and sell, okay? So let's go ahead and go through the turn. Let me show you what that looks like. So the first thing we do is what's called the audition. For the audition, we're going to flip over a number of actors, 4 for a 3-player game. So we flip these over. We're going to put them here. Let me bump this up a little bit, like so. And you'll see every card out here has an ability at the bottom. They have a color for the card. And then they have a cost up here in the top corner in little skulls. The other thing we do is we reveal a number of little wooden skulls from this bag. For 3 players, that's going to be 7. So let's see, 5, 6, 7. There we go. And then we are going to do part 2, which is turn order. Starting from the start player, whoever was the start player of last round, okay? You are going to each pick one of these tiles, and that's going to tell you turn order. It's going to tell you how many new tickets you get and how many skulls you will draft from this little pool. So let's say I'm first. I'll take this one. As soon as you take one of these, you need to take the number of tickets listed. So I'll get 4 tickets there and put that behind my screen. And then the next player will take, we'll take that one, and the last player will take that one. Now the start player goes to whoever took the number 1 here. And we go on to the next phase. Everybody just took turn order and the tickets that come with that. During the next phase, which is called the casting, following the new turn order, so first place over there, then me, then that player there, you are going to take a number of skulls as listed on your tile. This player's going to take 2. So they'll take, let's say they'll take this red one and a blue one. And they'll put that behind their screen. And then they are going to either cast one of these people or reserve one of these people, put it in their hand, or just cast one from their hand, one they previously took up, all right? So that player's going to go ahead and cast this one right here. It's 1 red skull. That's its cost. They set that aside, and then they put this in front of them next to their opening card, all right? You'll see a ticket here at the bottom, so they will immediately, let's say that player is playing pink. So they will immediately go up to 2 tickets sold. That's how many they will sell every time they sell. Then it goes to the next player. That's me. I'm going to get 2 of these skulls. I'll take the green and the blue. And then I can cast someone. I'm going to cast this one right here. I'll put that in front of me like that. Spend the skulls. 2 tickets down here. I'll be orange. So there we go. I get 2. And then the last player, based on this tile here, gets 3 skulls, which is the 3 remaining ones. And then they could cast. Now, some characters have a gray skull in the cost. That means they need a gray skull. But the gray skulls normally are wild. We didn't see any of them. but they can be used towards any color. If a card calls for it, though, it needs to be gray. It needs to be one of those wild tokens. So that player is going to just draft and keep for later this one, let's say. All right, this one here lets you increase your ticket sales by 1 for every card of that color that you have in front of you and your 2 neighbors have in front of them. So they're going to hang on to this. They can play that out later. And that's it for that phase, the casting. Then we go to the show. And that one is very simply making sure your ticket totals are correct. You know, things like this. Like, oh, one of your 2 neighbors just hired a new character of this color. Well, make sure you kick up your ticket amounts as well, right? Keeping track of the tally. And then getting rid of tickets. So I would get rid of 3 from behind my screen. That player over there playing pink would get rid of 2, and that player playing the teal there would get rid of 1. And then we go to the last step, which is maintenance. During maintenance, we're just going to basically clean this up. These go away, and we return the tiles to the center, and we start from the beginning again, putting out 4 new actors, 7 new skulls, and we do it again. Now, a couple of things I skipped in that overview. When it's your turn to cast, to grab your skulls, hire somebody, or play one from your hand, you can also you can do this instead of or do it on top of taking a character or playing one. You can get one of these cards over here. You can only ever have 1 of each. They always cost 2 skulls. The colors do not matter, and there are 3 kinds, like I said. So this one here allows you to turn in 2 skulls for 1 gray. It doesn't matter what the 2 colors are, but you can always do that from now on. This one here allows you to take 3 tickets and then take a skull from the discarded ones, or take 5 tickets, put them behind your screen, and take 2 skulls from the discarded ones. Once per turn, you can do that. This last one is actually going to be slightly different based on which one you want. And again, you can only have 1 of these. But that means from now on, for me, red and blue skulls are interchangeable if I have this card in front of me. And I'll remind you, the cost for all 3 of these special cards is always the same, 2 skulls. So there you go. There's also, besides that in the game, there are these goals. You can just grab one of these as soon as you qualify. This one is as soon as you have 3 of the same kind of color. Okay, 3 cards of the same color. You will kick up your ticket production over here, sales, by 3. This one is 4 different colors, and this one is as soon as you have 3 different characters of the ones listed here. And we've got, this is the one I wish had better iconography. I always have to grab the card and look at it again. It's got Cthulhu, a ghost, the Bride of Frankenstein, and I think the Bride of Dracula is what's there. So again, as soon as you have 3 of the 4 different ones, 3 tickets go up as well on the track. As soon as somebody's out of tickets entirely, they're going to win the game. If there's a tie, then just whoever sold the most over the line is going to be the winner. And that's the game. So let's go ahead and go back up top. You know what? I should show you a couple of these, actually. Yeah, this is 2 tickets for every Frankenstein in a neighbor's display. 1 ticket for every one of these orange cards I just showed you in front of you. 1 ticket in front of you and the 3 people, the 2 people around you and you for every Dracula character in front of you. Take a skull from the bag once around. Things like that, okay? They're all kind of the same. There's a few different ones. So there you go. This one lets you give a ticket to someone else once per turn, just from behind your screen to theirs. So there you go. Okay, now let's go back up top and let me tell you what I think of it. Monster Mansion here is a very nice production of what I assume would be a great Halloween game. One that you want to pull out once a year, bring out to the table, ideally with 4 players, and all play this sort of silly monster game, selling tickets to the scary show. And from that point of view, I like this, and I would recommend it for that. Now, I do have some issues with the game, and let me talk about those, okay? And I'm going to start with the things I thought were not quite there. So things that I felt could have been better, all right? And I'm going to begin with the replay value. I think is the worst thing about this game. The replay value, the game is very samey. You will have seen everything this game has to offer 2 plays in. And that's not just variability. I'm not just talking about, well, yes, all the cards are in play, so fine, you've seen it all. It's not a modular setup. I'm talking about combinations of things also. I'm talking about the obviousness of having two players around you collecting a bunch of Frankensteins, and so you should take the one that scores based on Frankensteins around you. That's what I'm talking about. Combinations you will have also seen. So that's really the biggest issue I have with the game. It's easy to, if you are, it's one of those games where you look at what the situation is, which skulls are out there, which cards, and you then have an optimal play, and there's no deviation from that. There's no other interest that evolves from that. So I do think that that's the biggest hit. The replay value is just not that interesting. Is that a big, big issue? It depends how you intend to use this game. If this is a celebratory Halloween game, probably not a big deal if you're not pulling this out all the time, right? But this is not, I think, the kind of game you want to make a staple of your rotation, because it'll fizz out. I think folks will grow accustomed of the obvious moves. All right, other things I thought needed a little help. The tactics and strategy kind of dovetails into what I just said, and there are some fun choices. The one real choice you have every round is the parameter, the dichotomy between, do I go earlier and grab something I really want, but take a bunch of tickets, which are bad, or not do that. That's basically it. Once you've made that choice, everything else in front of you then will resolve itself with your obvious best choice. I need a red skull and a green skull. When it's your turn, are they still there? Then take them. That's basically it. Oh, again, the Frankenstein analogy. That card is good for me. Is it still there when it's my turn? Then take it. Do you go early and guarantee it's there, but you have to take a bunch of tickets, which are more you have to sell? That's the choice. That is the choice you're making in this game. Again, it's just a little flat. Is that terrible? No, but it's a little flat. Lastly, and this is my least sort of nitpicky, the more nitpicky thing, the aesthetics. I do wish the cards were a little more vibrant. I know they went with sort of, earth tones here, but the brown on brown, I think, maybe putting a stroke around like the ticket symbol or something, having it pop a little bit. This one here, brown on brown, I don't know if you can tell that there is actually a break there, and it's then iconography. I think these could have been a little more vibrant. There's also a lot of brown on the backs of these cards. A little more vibrancy would have helped, because the artwork I think is fantastic. I love the look of the card. Like the artist is amazing. Love it. I think the work around it could have been a little more interesting. Could have been a little more discernible, a little more vibrant again. So that's sort of my small issue there. I think the other pieces are nice. The wooden skulls are small. I have a couple of broken ones in the bag, so that does happen. But the tickets are good, if again, sort of darkly printed. This very, very dark purple, very, very dark greenish blue. I get it, but also, if you made it a little more vibrant, I could play in low light and help the mood. I can't. I gotta turn all the lights on for this thing so I can see what's going on. Am I scoring based on this color? Is that this color you have there? Yeah, that kind of thing. All right, the other things I did like, the theme. I think the theme is nice. Now, I am confused as to why they keep calling these characters actors in the rulebook. Are they supposed to be people dressed up as monsters? Are they monsters, but those monsters have a gig in their monster world? I'm not sure. That was a little confusing, but not a big deal. They're just monsters. It's the more fun choice. I think the game arc is very nice. The game does pick up speed. That idea of increasing up on this track. And then, the first turn you're getting rid of 2 tickets, but by the 7th turn I'm dumping 10. That's fun. That's enjoyable. Seeing your stock dwindling and you're trying to get to nothing. That's fun. It reminds me of games like Last Will or The Prodigal's Club. It's the same, it'll sort of give you the same feeling of Come on. And then when it's your turn to get rid of things, you go 12. Boom, throw 12 out there, and you look behind the screen. You're very close to being fully out. That tension, because you're not quite sure how close somebody is to being done, that tension is very nice. All right, the ease of play, which is my last thing here, is smooth. It is a smooth playing game. I like the turn structure, the breakdown. I have no issues with the game, the way the game works out, except for maybe if I'm nitpicking. I think when you take these, the way it works is you take the tile and you get the tickets in that phase. Then, you take them all. And then when we go back around, now using the new turn order, that's when you get the skulls and you get to take a card or play one or whatever. A lot of people forget to take the tickets when they draft their turn order. I don't think it would be a problem to just do it all when it's your turn. When it's my turn, I take 6 tickets and 2 skulls and play a card if I want, or one of the other rooms. So, again, that's minor. Overall, I think this is nice. I just don't think it's fantastic. It's not one I necessarily would say go out and get with no other caveats. You want to know what your target audience here is. Where does this fit into your collection? Are you looking for a fun Halloween-themed style card game that you can play with a lot of different people? It's not going to outstay its welcome, but it's also not going to come to the table that often. Then yeah, sure, this will be nice. It's pretty, it stands out, it's got a cool look to it, absolutely. Are you just looking for a fun, replayable card game you can bring out any old time that'll scale well, that'll give you a fun time, and sort of the more you play, the more you'll find neat little combos? No, that's not quite what this is, okay? It's better with more players, so that you actually have different neighbors as opposed to sharing the same 2 people or whatever. And it is fairly obvious if you don't give yourself time to forget about how the game goes. All right? So there you go. Monster Mansion. For me, yeah, it's tricky, but I liked it. I had a good time with it, but I don't think I'll play it necessarily very frequently, right? If I play it again, it'll be a long time from now, and then I'm sure I'll have a good time with it. This is going to get from me a 6.5 out of 10. It's not quite a 7, but it's not quite a 6 either. It's just kind of fun for that. So I didn't quite want to go down that low. There you go. That's what I think of it, everybody. Thanks for checking this out with me. I appreciate it. My name is Z Garcia. I want to see you on the next one.